Hey, Jason, how are you?
Very good. You're in perfect time.
I I got a crazy busy day. It turned out that way, so I'm trying to keep everything on point for the time being.
Tour dates and stuff. You're playing so many shows a year. How many shows you do, in a year, would you say nowadays with the Headpins?
You know what? Right now, I just explained this on an interview yesterday. We've gone from being the road warriors to the weekend warriors. We don't work very often at all anymore, and bringing children into the world and marriage and dogs and houses and hockey and sports and school, it gets hard to stay out on the road, although we still did a fair amount of touring back when I had little kids, but now that they're grown and pretty much left the house, I just want to get back out on the road and work. And as it turns out, right now, our generation is limiting how often they go out. Heavens to Betsy. And so we don't work near as much as I now would like to. I'm ready to get back out on the road and ready to just really enjoy the experience of playing, which for a few years there, it became a job, I gotta say, because we weren't at the top anymore. We were simply playing and just getting by. And I realize now, this last 2 years, I've witnessed and experienced the passing of parents, good friends, and the need to stop touring from others of my generation because their health has made it so. And it's just like right now, you know what, I can still do it. I have the health to do it. I just want to kick into gear and get out and just go and experience and enjoy what I've done for a lifetime, because I do now appreciate it totally for what it is, and it's just having a great time.
And I mean, touring experience now, or a weekend warrior type of deal, it should be a good gig, because the technology's changed. You can contact your friends and families, with the technology, Facebook, etc.
Yes, you can stay in touch a whole lot easier than you could back when my little ones were little ones. But we're just running out of customers or attendees, if you will. Our age group, or something I've been saying a lot in the last couple of years, is if you remember a band from your youth and you hear that they're coming through, don't say, "Oh, I'm busy, I'll go next time," because you know what? If you remember them from your youth, they're older than you are. There probably won't be a next time. So get off your butts, get off the couch, and go check them out now, because it could be your last chance.
And like that, it supports the band. That time you guys need it, to make it strong.
Yeah.
Now, you guys got, songwriting going on at all? Like when you keep, your lifestyle going? What do you do to, in the music world, besides playing gigs, let's say?
Musically, right now I work with a local band a little bit, just so to keep my chops up and to keep singing. But other than that, besides listening to music, I don't do a whole lot musically. And if there's another Headpin album coming out, here's another theory I've come up with over the past few years. I had the pleasure of working with a band called Nazareth. Hopefully you'll remember who they are.
Oh, yes.
For upwards of 13 summers now in a row, every time they come to Canada, the Headpins tour with them. And 5 years ago, and every show we did with them, I would stay and watch their whole show, because they were part of the fabric of my youth. I remember being out at bush parties, rocking to Razmanaz and This Flight Tonight, and I love Nazareth. And about 5 years ago, they had come out with one of their new albums, and they'd taken a whole lot of my favorite songs out of their set to bring in the new tunes, to promote the new tunes. And I stayed for the show, and I left totally disheartened because even though I had seen them 40, 50 times in the years prior, I didn't want to hear the new songs. I wanted to hear my faves. It takes me back to a different time in my life where things were good, and you realize how good they were now that you're not there anymore. So it dawned on me right then, why is this dire need to not re-record, but to record and come out with new product when I believe the average of bands that have from our era that haven't continued to release product, but are attempting years after not having put something out to put out something to scratch the itch of the people that are going, is there something new coming out? I believe the percentage is probably less than 5% of bands that have success doing that. Radio stations don't want to play new stuff by old bands. They don't care. So why stress about it? And about 5 years ago, I stopped stressing about it, and I just went, no, we're not going to do something new. If we do something as solo artists, maybe, but as far as the Headpins trying to re-grab that whatever we had back in 1980 or 1981, it's not going to happen. So get over it and just continue to play the songs that people are paying their hard-earned cash to come and see or hear.
That's very well said. And there's bands, that completely go with that point. And yeah. And I mean, you guys are still dominating the classic rock radio channels as it is with the classic stuff.
Well, it's hard to originally, or in the beginning when we started being considered classic rock, that was a hard one to swallow. It was like, we're not classics, we're still relevant. The fact of the matter is, no, we are not still relevant, but we are still vile. And perhaps that's the wrong word to use. We're still vibrant as a live act. You come to one of our shows, you will leave saying, that sounded just like the album. Now, I don't know if that's important to others, but back in my era when I first started, I did 4 years of hardcore touring every night, perhaps with the exception of Sunday night, where we sang or played, and I sang endlessly and honed a craft and honed my voice and became a band, right? And that's not necessarily the same way it works these days. Lots of times a band is created in the studio around songs. So it's just a different era. And I'm really thankful to have experienced what the 80s and the late 70s was all about, because it just doesn't exist like that anymore.
And from what I see on your, the YouTube footage that we see from live concerts here and there, your tone is still incredible, your voice.
Well, thank you. Well, I mean, that's what I was mentioning. We're still, we go out and we deliver. We're not short anywhere for our live show. We still know how to play the songs, and we still play them the way they were written. So I'm very proud of the fact that my band can do that.
Well, that's excellent stuff, and I'm so glad that you're doing it, still, and coming to Nova Scotia every now and then, and that's awesome.
Well, we were supposed to be out that way a couple weekends ago. Unfortunately, that show has been postponed, from what I understand. I hope we do reschedule, and I really. I haven't been out there for a couple of years now, and I would love to come back. And anybody out there listening, you call your promoters and say, bring the Headpins back, because we'll be there.
Excellent stuff. Well, Darby Mills, a pleasure talking to you finally. And look forward to seeing you live someday and talking to you again in person.
Wonderful. You take care. Have a great day.
All right. You have a good one. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.